All right, let's talk about the single most important grammar rule in English. Seriously, if you get this one thing right, your writing is going to get so much clearer, so much better. Let's do this.
So what is this magic trick, right? What's the one tip? Well, it sounds super simple, but trust me, mistakes with this rule are everywhere, especially when you're under pressure in an exam like the IELTS. And we're not talking about tiny little errors here. These can make your writing really confusing. But hey, the good news? It's actually really easy to fix once you know what you're looking for.
Here it is. The golden rule of English grammar is this. Every single clause needs one subject and one main verb. That's it. One of each. Not 0, not 2, just 1. And you might be thinking, that's it? I totally know that. And you probably do. But you would be shocked at how often this super simple foundation is the real reason behind some seriously confusing sentences.
Okay, quick refresher, just so we're on the same page. The subject, what is it? It's basically who or what the sentence is all about. The person, the place, the thing that's doing the action. It could be a simple word like everybody, or a longer phrase like my maths teacher. Think of the subject as the star of the show.
And of course, every star needs to do something or be something, right? That's where the main verb comes in. It's the action. So everybody agreed. My maths teacher was amazing. The subject and the verb, they're like a team. They have to show up together every single time.
And you can see this beautiful partnership right here. Look at these examples. You've got everybody paired up with agreed. You've got my maths teacher with was. Simple, clean, and grammatically perfect. This is the foundation we're going to build everything on.
Okay, so we've got the foundation down. Now for the fun part. Let's put on our detective hats. We're about to look at some real mistakes that students have made. This is where the rubber meets the road. Let's see if you can spot exactly where they broke our golden rule.
And I'm not making these up. These are all from actual student papers. This isn't just theory. This is what really happens when the pressure is on. So as we go through each one, try to figure out the problem before I spill the beans. You ready?
All right, case number 1. We will back home next Friday. Something about that just sounds off, doesn't it? That's because will isn't a main verb. It's what we call a helping verb. It needs a buddy, a main verb to actually complete the action. So you just pop in a word like go, and boom, we will go back home. Problem solved.
Now this one has the opposite problem. It's got too much going on. Imposing higher taxes on fast food, it is a good idea. The entire first part, imposing higher taxes on fast food, is our subject. It's a big one, but it's still just one subject. But then, the writer added another subject, it. You just can't have two subjects in one clause. The fix is super easy, just get rid of it. Imposing higher taxes on fast food is a good idea. Perfect.
And here, we have a ghost. We've got a verb, affects. But who or what is doing the affecting? We have no idea. Without a subject, this isn't even a full sentence. It's just a piece of one, floating in space. Is it a new law doing the affecting? A recent event? We have to give it a subject, like this policy, to make it make sense.
Ah, classic. This is what's called a run-on sentence, or more technically, a comma splice. We've basically got two full sentences, two subject-verb pairs, that have been smashed together with only a little comma to separate them. This city is, that's one pair. Alexandria was founded, that's the second. They need a proper separation. You could use a period to make two sentences, or if you want to be a bit fancier and show they're related, you use a semicolon, just like you see here.
Okay, enough fixing broken things. Let's switch gears. Instead of just doing repairs, let's focus on building amazing sentences from the ground up. We're going to see how you can write long, impressive, complex sentences without ever breaking that golden rule.
Just watch how this works. We start with our perfect little sentence. Everybody agreed. Subject, verb. Done. Now let's make the subject a little fancier. Everybody who was at the meeting agreed. See, the core is still everybody agreed. Now let's expand what they did. Agreed to change the office dress code. And we can just keep piling on the details. But look, no matter how ridiculously long the sentence gets, it still has one main subject, everybody, and one main verb, agreed. That right there is the secret to sounding smart without making mistakes.
So, a good question comes up here. What do you do when there isn't an obvious person or thing to be the subject? Like when you're talking about the weather. English has this really clever little trick. We use what are sometimes called empty subjects, the words it and there. They don't really mean anything on their own, but they step in to fill that subject role so our golden rule is always followed.
So, when do you use it versus there? It's actually pretty straightforward. You use it when you're talking about things like time.
it is 6:30. Or the weather, it's raining. And you use there when you're pointing out that something exists, especially if you're introducing it for the first time. Like, hey, there is a mosquito on your nose.
All right, we're almost there. One last super important piece of this whole puzzle. The golden rule of one subject, one verb still holds true, but the order of those words can change. This happens most often when we ask a question, and getting this word order right is a huge part of sounding natural when you speak and write.
Check out the pattern here. A regular statement is simple. Subject, then verb. You are ready. To make it a question with the verb be, you just swap them. Are you ready? Easy enough? For pretty much every other verb, you need a little helper word, an auxiliary like can or do. That helper word jumps to the front before the subject, but the main verb stays right where it is. So, can you help me? All the pieces are still there, they've just shuffled their positions.
Phew, we've gone through a lot, right? From the basic rule to common mistakes to building complex sentences. So let's boil it all down into a simple, powerful checklist that you can literally use every single time you sit down to write anything.
Here you go, your 4 golden rules. Number 1, one subject, one main verb per clause. That's non-negotiable. Number 2, before you even start typing, ask yourself, okay, what am I talking about? That's your subject. And what am I saying about it? That's your verb. Just doing that little mental check will save you so much trouble. 3, if you don't have an obvious subject, grab it or there to fill the spot. And finally, number 4, remember to flip the word order when you're asking a question. That's it.
And there you have it, the golden rule of English sentence structure. But look, knowing the rule is one thing. Actually, using it is what matters. So the next time you write an email, an essay, even just a simple text, take an extra 10 seconds. Find your subject and verb pairs. So I'll leave you with this question. How are you going to use this golden rule to check your own writing starting today? Thanks for joining me.